Hi, today is Tuesday, June 29th, and I have my Scentsy Empties for the month of June. I can't believe that we are already through June and halfway through the year. I feel like this year is just flying by. So for this month, I tried to focus on going through some of my bring back my bars. So I'll definitely share my thoughts on the bars I was able to get through toward the end of this video. Let me go ahead and start with my non-wax items first. So toward the beginning of the month in my car, I was enjoying a scent circle in Coconut Daiquiri from the summer collection. It accidentally got thrown away before I could share it in this video, but I really enjoyed it. I found it was kind of like the wax for me, so a little lighter in intensity, but just kind of a nice, pleasant, summery background scent in my car. And I found that it lasted at that kind of lower intensity for a couple of weeks. So I was pretty pleased with that one. And while I had that scent circle in my car, I was enjoying a pod in Pina Colada Cha Cha in my mini fan diffuser. So I thought that these scents complemented each other really well. I think the Pina Colada Cha Cha definitely boosted the Coconut Daiquiri, but very nice together. Pina Colada Cha Cha is one of my favorite scents for the car in the summer, just very tropical and sweet and fruity, so I really like that. I found toward the end of this pod's life, it almost started taking on kind of a bakery scent, so a really kind of sweet, saturated scent. I thought that was kind of interesting, but again, I love Pina Colada Cha Cha. That pod is a really good performer. So I replaced the Coconut Daiquiri scent circle with a scent circle in Candy CRAVE. Since this scent came back with the Bring Back My Bar, I just kind of wanted to enjoy it in my car as well. And this is one of my all-time favorite scent circles for my car. I do have a little stash of this. I love it. It is on the lighter side, but I just get kind of a light, pleasant, perfumey cotton candy scent. It doesn't last a really long time, but while I can smell it in my car, I really do enjoy it. And then just today, I replaced that with an old car bar in Coconut Cotton. So I was just talking to my friend Jacqueline about needing to go through some of my older car bars before they lose their scent. And I picked this up a few years ago in a flash sale. So I decided now is a good time to go ahead and enjoy this. And this is a really nice scent. The car bar definitely still had fragrance when I put it in my car today. Just a very nice kind of sweet coconut, but the laundry scent kind of comes in and softens it up, makes it smell very sophisticated. So I think I'm going to really enjoy that car bar in my car over the next few weeks. I went through a few hand soaps. I finished a hand soap in Pink Cotton in our master bathroom, and we really enjoyed that. I replaced that one with a Coconut Daiquiri from the summer collection, and then we went through an aloe water and cucumber in our hall bathroom. I really enjoyed this. I really enjoyed the scent of this, and I really like the packaging as well. I think it's really pretty, so this will definitely be a repurchase for me. I replaced this one with the blue agave and melon hand soap from the summer collection, and so far we are really enjoying that. And then the last non-wax item that we went through is a body wash in Candy CRAVE. So I opened this one when we went on our road trip back in May. So it definitely lasted a couple of months. And again, love Candy CRAVE. It says that the scent notes are raspberry sorbet, cotton candy, and marshmallow. And I actually don't get a ton of raspberry from this, but I think there is just enough in there to kind of brighten it up, and I really enjoyed that. My husband enjoyed it too. So those were all of the non-wax items. Let's move on to some of the bars that I finished this month. So I did finish a bar of Palm Trees and Ocean Breeze. This was the scent of the month in May, and I really like this scent in our bathrooms and in our laundry room. Just very fresh and clean and aquatic, and a really good performer, so we enjoyed that one. I used an old bar of Accidentally in Love. So when I was going through my collection, I saw that I had quite a little stash of this. I wanted to go through some of these bars. This is a very nice kind of cherry limeade scent to me. I think the scent notes are ginger and tangerine, but to me it just comes across is a really nice, bright, zesty kind of cherry limeade scent. It's really strong on the first day, but then kind of fizzles out after that. So that's why I ended up taking that one out of my club. And then speaking of my club, I also finished a bar of Harbor's Edge. This one is still in my club. And this is a really unique scent. My husband and I both really enjoy it. I've been enjoying this one in our bathrooms and in our laundry room. This is another one that doesn't last a very long time, so that's why it's always kind of on the chopping block for my club. I finished from the Life's a Garden collection Chamomile Daisy. So I was kind of holding on to this bar to warm in the summer because I thought it would pair really nicely with Taste of Summer from the Find Your Happy collection. I get tea notes from both of these scents mixed with a really nice lemon. The Chamomile Daisy is definitely a little bit more floral, a little bit more herbal, where the Taste of Summer is a little bit more clean and kind of zesty lemon, but they worked really well together. I used a few cubes of this one in my front room and in my living room. And then I finished this bar in my kitchen. So they worked really well together. I definitely prefer Taste of Summer to Chamomile Daisy. There's kind of an astringent herbal floral note in Chamomile Daisy that I'm not a huge fan of, but I was happy to go through that. And then I finished a bar of Lemon Sorbet. This is one of my favorite lemon scents. I use this one in my kitchen. It is a little on the lighter side, but I find it does really well for me in my kitchen, so love that one. So I finished some rainbow scents. So I went through a bar of Rainbow Sherbet. This is one of my favorite summertime scents. It really does smell like rainbow sherbet. You get a very kind of zesty lime with a sweet strawberry and sweet orange. It's really, really pleasant. And there's just something about this that smells like you're in an ice cream shop. So I really like this. It's a really good performer. I also went through a bar of Rainbows and Butterflies. So this is the first time I had warmed this scent. I'd never been a huge fan of it in the tester, but decided to go ahead and give it a try. I was hoping that I would like it more warmed than I do on cold, but I think there's just something about the combination of pineapple with a really almost kind of cloyingly sweet artificial strawberry that just doesn't really jive for me, but I can see how people would like this, and it was a really good performer. So I was glad to finish up that bar of Rainbows and Butterflies, and then I finished up an old bar of Rainbow Berry. So this was from the Fantasy Wax collection. I really liked this scent. There's something about the berry note in here that reminds me of black raspberry vanilla, but a little bit brighter, a little bit more fruity. And I only had a few cubes left of this one, so I decided to melt this in alternating warmers with Angel Experiment 624. This was a really nice combination. And Angel is just a very kind of sweet, creamy vanilla berry scent. Something about this one reminds me a lot of Berry Bright. I did have this one in my club. I took it out, but I really do enjoy that scent. All right, and then let's talk about some of the new Disney scents. So I did have a chance to go through a whole bar of the Last Petal. So this is the new Beauty and the Beast scent, and I really enjoyed this. When I first smelled it, I got a lot of a very nice sweet grapefruit. It reminded me a lot of the grapefruit in Grapefruit Sunshine. So just kind of sweet and juicy, but not too bitter or astringent like some grapefruit scents can be. There's just a little tiny hint of a very sweet floral as well. It kind of reminds me of the floral in Here Comes the Sunflowers. So not powdery at all, just enough to kind of round this out and make it feel a little perfumey. But I really enjoyed this in our open concept space. So I put the whole bar in our front room, living room, and kitchen warmers. And I'd say in that that space. I could definitely smell it. It was probably a medium to medium strong, especially on the first day. I could still smell it on the second day, and then I think by the third day it was ready to come out. But just a very nice, pleasant scent. It smelled very clean and fresh with that grapefruit note, but the little floral hint just made it feel a little perfumey. So I really enjoyed that. I've already picked up a few more bars of it. And then I also had a chance to warm 4 cubes of the new Cars scent Radiator Springs. So on first sniff, this definitely smells like a cherry limeade, so another kind of cherry limeade scent, but the cherry in this definitely takes on kind of a fruit punch vibe. So very bright and fruity and zesty. My husband really liked this too, so we warmed this down in our family room and it did really well there in terms of strength. I'd say on the first day it was at least a medium strong, definitely very present. By the second day, most of the kind of fruit punch cherry vibe had died off a little bit and I was just left with that very kind of clean, zesty lime. It almost smelled like the lime scent that I pick up in lemon verbena, so almost like a borderline cleaner lime, but very fresh and fruity and fun for the summer. Okay, let's talk about the scent of the month for July. This is Stargazing, and I went through the little sample cup that came in my whiff box. I warmed this in my bedroom, and when I first smelled it on cold, I said that it reminded me a lot of Snuggle Up from the Catching Z's collection. Now that I have my club order, I have another bar of Snuggle Up, and smelling them side by side, there definitely are similarities. They both have that kind of lavender laundry quality, but I pick up a lot more richness from the Stargazing. There's almost like a deep ambery, musky vanilla note in Stargazing, and that note comes out a lot more when warmed. So when I put this in my warmer, I definitely picked up a lot more of a rich, deep ambery vanilla mixed with that kind of lavender laundry vibe. I think there was just something about it that day that I wasn't quite jiving with. It's not an offensive smell, but I think I just prefer Snuggle Up. So I ended up taking this one out of my warmer after about 2 hours just because, like I said, I wasn't quite jiving with it that day. I am going to get a bar of this when it comes out on July 1st. I decided not to get the scent of the month kit just because I didn't want to have a lot of extra bars of Stargazing, but I think I will pick up a bar, give it another try, but I do think I prefer Snuggle Up to Stargazing. All right, let's move on to some of the Bring Back My bars that I was able to get through this month. So I did go through an old bar that I had of KAHIKO HULA. This is one of my very favorite scents for the summer. It is very tropical and fruity, but I find that this blend of the tropical fruits actually smells very sophisticated, and I love it in my open concept space. I find that it does pretty well for me performance-wise, so this one will definitely be staying in my club. I went through a bar of lemon thyme berry, and I remember really enjoying this scent when it was in the catalog, but I loved it this go around. This is such a pleasant scent. It is a really sweet kind of berry lemonade scent. I get a mix of kind of a sweet strawberry with some dark berries, but it doesn't smell too artificial. And then the lemonade note in here is really, really pleasant. This did really well for me in my office and in my open concept space. I remember when this was available in the catalog that it didn't last much longer than about a day, and that's why I didn't end up stocking up on this one. But it's done a little bit better for me this round. I could definitely smell it on day 2, so I did buy some backups of that one. I went through a bar of Candy CRAVE. So this is an old bar in the old packaging. And again, I really like this scent. Just a very kind of perfumey cotton candy scent to me. I actually prefer this fragrance to sugar and to pink haze, but it's just very, very light. I tried this in my bedroom and in my office, and it's definitely a nice kind of light, pleasant background scent. I just wish it was a little stronger. I finished a bar of Summer Soleil, and this was actually a really pleasant surprise for me. I was worried that it might be a little too light when I first smelled it on cold, but it actually did pretty well for me in my office and in my bedroom. I also tried it in our bathroom, and it was really, really pleasant. It is on the lighter side, but another scent that's just kind of a nice, light, summery background fragrance. I definitely pick up the pineapple and the coconut, but there is a very pretty perfumey quality to this scent, so it definitely smells like body care, and I love it. It actually reminds me a lot of a Hawaiian tropic kind of after sun aloe vera gel. I actually used that when we were on our honeymoon in Hawaii a few years ago, and so smelling this scent actually takes me back to Hawaii, and I love it. So I did pick up a few more bars of that, and then I did go through a bar of Jet Set Go. So I don't know what it is about this scent, but it has never really gotten me super excited. I know a lot of people love it. To me, it's just kind of a generic, tropical, fruity, perfumey scent. I warmed this in our open concept, and I'd say it was about a medium in terms of strength. It didn't last a really long time for me. I think by day 2, it had definitely died off in intensity, and it kind of reminded me of Friend Like Me from the Aladdin collection, which I actually really liked. So it was pleasant. I just don't think it would be a repurchase for me. All right, and then I do have a couple partial bars. So I was able to go through 4 cubes of My Wish. This has never been my favorite scent, but I know it is a favorite of a lot of people. To me, it's just kind of a strange combination of a very sweet marshmallow scent with some kind of floral herbaceous notes. I feel like they do blend together a little bit better when it's warming. We warmed these 4 cubes down in our family room, and I really did just get kind of a perfumey marshmallow scent. Not my favorite, but a pretty decent performer. I also went through several cubes of Mulberry Bush. So this is one that I'd never tried before. And on cold sniff, I do get a very juicy berry scent. Sometimes it smells more like fruit punch to me, and then sometimes it smells more like a berry scent that would be in a fall potpourri minus the spice. I do pick up a little bit of the citrus note that's in here too. So when we warmed this on the first day, it was really strong. I did get a lot of that very kind of fruit punch note, but as it warmed, I actually picked up a lot more sweetness to this scent. And then I think by day 2, we were just left with this kind of stale sweet scent. So kind of strange. I think this would be a really good scent to mix with some fall spice scents for the fall or winter. I enjoyed it. I just don't think it would be a repurchase. Another partial bar, I was able to go through a few cubes of Love Story. This is another one that I had never tried before, and it is a pretty unique scent. I feel like it's in the same scent category as French Kiss, where it's kind of a feminine, perfumey, musky, earthy scent. I don't really pick out the chocolate note here, but I do think it just adds a little bit of depth to the scent. I mostly get kind of an earthy, musky perfume from this. So I did warm this here in this room. It was a little on the lighter side. I picked up 1 more bar of this. I thought this would be a nice scent to warm in February, but I don't think I'll be putting it in my Scentsy club. All right, and then I think I have a couple unpopular opinions here. So there were a few bars that I went through that I just did not enjoy, and it was really surprising to me. So this first one is Lucky in Love, and it's funny because I remember when this was in the catalog, warming it and enjoying it, and I used to wear Love Spell lotion all the time, so I'm not sure what has changed, if it's just my scent preference or what, but I did warm 2 cubes in my bedroom, and on cold I really like it. I just get that kind of peachy, citrusy, perfumey Love Spell body care scent. But when I put it in my warmer, all I could smell was nail polish remover. So now smelling it on cold, I can pick up this kind of acetone note. So I don't know, this is the older bar that I have, so I'm not sure if the new bar would do the same thing, but I had to take it out of my warmer because it really just smelled like nail polish remover. So unpopular opinion there. And then another unpopular opinion that was really disappointing to me was sweet pea and vanilla, and that is so surprising. I know a lot of people have been really enjoying this scent, and I really enjoyed it on cold, but there was just something about it warming that I wasn't a huge fan of, and I think it's the raspberry note in here that is throwing me off a little bit. Raspberry can be kind of hit or miss for me. I really enjoy the raspberry in Black Raspberry Vanilla, but like the old school sun ripened raspberry from Bath and Body Works, I'm just not a huge fan of, and I think that's kind of the vibe that I'm picking up from this scent. When I warmed it, it was just kind of a harsh, almost biting raspberry note. And sweet pea can be a little hit or miss for me too. So I think it was just the combination of everything. I just couldn't wait to take this out of my warmer, and that was really, really surprising to me. So I know, an unpopular opinion, this has been a favorite of a lot of people, but something about it warming was just not my favorite. So the last Bring Back My Bar that I have here in this group is Palo Santo, and this is kind of a love it or hate it scent. On cold, I get a very smoky, charred, woodsy scent from this. I do get a hint of incense as well. And then sometimes on the very top, I can smell a little bit of kind of a eucalyptus scent. So I wasn't really looking forward to warming this scent in my house. This is definitely not in my scent wheelhouse. I think my dad really likes this scent, and if I remember correctly, he took a guitar making class a few years ago, and I think this is the scent he said reminded him of the wood that they used to make the guitars. So I'll probably end up giving the rest of this bar to him, but I did want to participate in Patricia Gates's Palo Santo mixing challenge. So I was trying to think of what I could mix with this scent just to make it a little bit more palatable, and I decided to try Pacific Sandalwood. So like I said, I was not looking forward to warming this in my house, so I did decide to warm it down in our downstairs guest room. I first did 1 cube to 1 cube of the Palo Santo and the Pacific Sandalwood, and I was actually surprised because I thought that the Palo Santo would be really, really intense and just take over my whole house, but it was actually a little bit more subdued than I thought it would be. So I really did enjoy the combination. I feel like the Pacific Sandalwood just added a little bit of sweetness, and Pacific Sandalwood does kind of have an incense vibe to me as well, but I think that the two mixed really well together. I actually ended up putting another cube of Pacific Sandalwood in, so my end ratio was 2 cubes Pacific Sandalwood to 1 cube of Palo Santo, and it was actually pretty pleasant, but I think I will be giving the rest of that bar to my dad. So that is everything that I ended up using in the month of June. I would love to know what you were enjoying this month and what your favorites were from the Bring Back My Bar, if you're adding any to your club. I am very excited for July 1st because we'll get to see the fall winter catalog and find out what scents are retiring from the spring and summer. So can't wait for that. I would love to know some of your predictions as well. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.